Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. I thank you all for clicking on this video. It is Tuesday night. I'm just coming off of 11 days of work, so my nights are all kind of frazzled. It's Tuesday night, which means the patch notes come out tomorrow or tonight, which means I usually do my weekly Tuesday segment called This Week in Internal Evolution. Sometimes I have a guest, sometimes I don't, depending on my work week, right? So, normally what I would do, since it is Tuesday, and if I'm going to do that segment, I would discuss what's going on in the game right now, which is just basically the Collab banner, right? The Collab banners, the Collab event, everything to do with the Collab heroes. But last night I was on Kigerr's channel, and for, I do believe, like 35 minutes straight, we discussed nothing but the Collab event, the heroes, all the pros, all the cons, everything we liked, everything we didn't like. So I'm going to link Kigerr's video in the description of this video. I highly recommend you find it, click on it, and give that video a watch. And I don't want to rehash the same points that we discussed last night. So I thought I would tackle something a little bit different, which you saw in the thumbnail. It's the fact that the cadence is kind of broken. So every once in a while, I do a what banners are coming up next. For those of you that make use of my master spreadsheet, which is also linked in the description of this video, you know that I'm constantly updating what banners are coming up because this game does follow a regular pattern. So tonight we're going to go over that spreadsheet, and I've had to make a bunch of changes within the last couple days as new information has presented itself. So maybe we should discuss that information now because, well, how are we going to do this? Okay, let's go over the spreadsheet right now, and I'll start off with like a primer. Okay, we'll start up here. So this is my spreadsheet. It's a bunch of like, it's broken up by week and the banners that have come out, and then there's a whole bunch of like interlocking circles of different colors. Those are the cycles, and you can see it's all labeled on the side. Giant Tower is very, very, very predictable now, and what's been going on is that every time a new hero is released, say Miranda, where it says global release right there. See, global release, 11 to 9 weeks after her global release, you see right here it was 8 weeks, is when her first return banner is. Now on June 15th, they started adding in these wishlist banners because there's so many heroes in the game that they have to give the wishlist banners now regularly. Otherwise, you could go 3 months, 4 months without ever seeing a return banner, which isn't healthy for the game. It is most healthy if everyone's given the option of what teams to build, what heroes to go for. So these wishlist banners, it started out with 6 weeks in between the first one and the second one, but now they are very regularly every 4 weeks. So after a character's global release, usually it was, let's just look. So Jaina is here, and then you see Jaina came again in a wishlist banner 7 weeks later. Not Dominic, Rebecca, global release here. You see right here, 7 weeks later. So they tend to bring heroes back 7 to 9 weeks after their initial release. And then after they sort of fell into this cadence where the wishlist banner was every 4 weeks, we're just going to look at the return banners. So Rebecca, 7 weeks. Teresh, 7 weeks. And it's always with, when their first global return banner is always with a giant tower. Dominic, giant tower. Wamagon, giant tower. Barog, this is a wish list, but it was his first return since his global banner. Giant tower. Rebecca, first return, giant tower. And then it was Doralee? Was it? Yeah, Doralee, first return, giant tower, 7 weeks later. Teresh, 7 weeks later since global release, giant tower. You see how the cadence was very, very predictable. So not only could I predict based on this spreadsheet which cycles were going to come next, which would dictate which type of new hero would come next, I could also tell you pretty much to the week when a character was going to be re-released from their global banner on a giant tower. But now, if the cadence was to hold, and we're going to show you this little screenshot. If the cadence was to hold, and it did hold until we had Ares on his giant tower on the second week of the Motoko and the Batu banner. That was absolutely on Cadence. Ares Giant Tower was on Cadence. Now, this week coming up, this Thursday, I had predicted if the Cadence held true, it was Sif, because it would be 7 weeks since her global release, and a Sif wishlist Giant Tower with Barog and Miranda. Because there was, again, I'll get back to the spreadsheet, but I keep track of all the weeks since a hero's been released. But the Cadence has been broken. So let's show you this screenshot from my buddy Mayhem, another fellow content creator. Go find him. He's got good stuff. So he asked outright the PIV, "Hey there, best friend. Quick question. Is there going to be a wishlist banner this Thursday, and is Sif going to be in it? Plus Giant Tower." Sif plus wishlist plus Giant Tower is what I had been predicting, at least since Sif was released 7 weeks ago. Asking for a friend. Thanks, Mayhem. That's not me, though. Hope you guys have an amazing day. What a polite fellow. So the PIV responded yes to that, but Dominic will be in the Giant Tower, not Sif, which sucks because me, you, not my wife, she hates this game. Me, you, our friends in the community, were all itching for that Sif Giant Tower, which tells me two things. Or one of two things. Either Sif is now the new $200 pack character. I really, really hope not. Or the Cadence is broken. So Mayhem, after this conversation, was able to confirm that the other heroes on the wishlist banner were indeed Barog and Miranda, which I had predicted. Okay, so now, since I saw that, I was like, okay, let's go back to the spreadsheet. Let's crunch some stuff. Let's plan out the next month. What are they doing? So let's go back. And this is going to help you as well. So also on the spreadsheet, you see, I keep track of this. So there are some heroes that they just do not like to put on a banner for some reason. That is Northeon, Bailey, and Leo. There was one time way back in March 30th, where they accidentally put Bailey in a shop for 120 tickets. That has never happened again. That's never going to happen again. For some reason, Northeon, they hold for the $200 packs. Bailey, they just don't re-release, and they almost don't have to now. Assassins are quite plentiful in the game, and they're all better than Bailey, other than the elites. And then Leo, who knows why, but he has never been in the shop off a banner, but they have given his banner. So it is possible that we will get a Leo shortly, since after this, as of this next Thursday, that's when all these dates are set for, it will have been 11 weeks since Leo's last banner. Okay, so what I had done was, you see down here, Dominic, Miranda, and Barog. I've already updated this, but Miranda and Barog were above, they were above Leo, but below Bailey. So since that they were the oldest, or they were the heroes that have been the longest since a banner, that's where I based the fact that we were getting Barog and Miranda on the wish list, and that was true. Where I was wrong was Dominic instead of Sif. And now let's go in a little deeper. So I was right. You can see I even put called it. I called all the releases of the types, called the exact hero, called Leo, called Rebecca, called Ares, called Dora. Or wait, I didn't call Ares. I called a Vanguard, called Teresh, called Ampu. I called all these things, called the wish list with Fiona. And then I should put on here called wish list. But the problem is I didn't call Dom. So right here with Ares being 7 weeks since last return, that held up to Cadence. Fiona, 7 weeks. Teresh, 7 weeks. This is going back. Dora, 7 weeks. Rebecca, 7 weeks. They had a very particular cadence of re-releasing a new hero 7 weeks after their global release. So as such, right here, October 19th, I had originally said Sif, Miranda, Barog, wishlist banner, because it would have been 7 weeks since Sif's global release. Now, Dom was up there. As of Thursday, it'll be 9 weeks since his banner. 13 weeks since Miranda, and 12 weeks since Barag. As such, that's why I knew Miranda and Barag would be on this list. But Dom threw me. So then I kind of had to recalculate, okay, what's going on? Because they have to get Sif out quickly. Otherwise, she's just going to start piling up. And Sif is a much needed character. People need Sif. She is a linchpin. She is probably the best damaging dealing summoner. Ampu sometimes give her a run for money, but she's up there. So the whole collab event kind of just messed up the cadence, but the off banners, the supplement banners, had still followed cadence. So what's going on? Why Dom? Why Dom, not Sif? Well, I think it had been too long since Dom, and they didn't want to put him on just a normal one-shot banner, because on October 26th we're getting an energy. Rebecca, it will have been on October 26th. It will have been 11 weeks. So it was a little bit too early to put Rebecca on that banner, but they know that she's probably going to be the week after this Thursday. So what's going to happen is Sif is getting pushed back, because Sif will be a standalone. They always offer the re-released new hero, right? Re-released new hero on a giant tower. So a giant tower is going to be November 2nd, which means Sif has to be on November 2nd. So she's been pushed back basically 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? What? 2 weeks, yes. Sif. So Rebecca makes sense. And then energy, we know we're probably getting a new energy on October 26th. That's a no-brainer because it's the energy cycle. If you guys want to see, we can discuss. Here's all the cycles right here as well. It follows a pattern as well. New energy is coming out. They just released the new energy prototype. Makes sense. They're going to drop a new energy hero, and then they're going to put the new energy proto for $100 in the store and make you want to chase it, right? So new energy, Rebecca, Sif. We're going to have to wait 2 more weeks for Sif. Then I don't know about this one. If they stick to cadence, new assassin. But do we need a new assassin? Do we? I guess we got what? Dom, Rick, and Motoko. But Rick is kind of on his way out with Motoko, so maybe Rick's going to get bye-bye. He's been around a long time. He's served his purpose. And then Pandemonium. And then I had to also, since Sif gets bumped back 2 weeks, that means Arcadia, which is the hero that came out after Sif, also gets bumped back 2 weeks. So Arcadia gets bumped back to November 16th on a giant tower, and it's probably already or also going to be a wish list, and it's going to be Dora and Teresh with her on the wish list. Why do I know that? Because we can go back up to here. Who are the next heroes that are the furthest out? Rebecca probably coming the week after this one, and then Pandemonium I think they're going to release as a standalone, and then since we know they're going to release Sif on her own giant tower, that means that Doralee, I don't think they're going to release Ampu. Ampu's been out enough. Doralee and Teresh are the most likely candidates, in my opinion, to be paired with Arcadia for her giant tower wish list. Could be wrong, but that's my guess. So let's get down here. So then Arcadia, and then we're going to get a new tank, which is funny, because we just had Tachikoma also released. But I still hold to my guns that the Time Travelers are going to be their own team. Wamagon, because he's the next up, will be 10 weeks since his last return. Pandemonium, 11 weeks since his last return. Arcadia has to be here. And then Dora and Panda might switch places. But then that just means that Dora's going to be 11 weeks here. And Pandemonium's 12. Right? Those two just flip, and then Teresh. I don't think they're going to put Ampu in here. Although they could do Arcadia, Dora, Ampu, and keep it Hunter and Summoner based. But besides the point, then it's going to be Wamagon with the new tank. Why? Because it'll be 10 weeks since Wamagon, which is roughly... They always tend to release the hero 7 weeks on a first global return banner from a new hero. But then it's usually 9 to 11 weeks for every other hero, right? Roughly. You know, Dora, 12, that's a little bit of an anomaly. And then you hear Miranda, 13, Barag, 12. Eventually, there's going to be enough heroes in this game that we're going to be getting a wish list giant tower every 2 weeks. That's just the only way they're going to be able to keep up with the character release. But then right down to here, this spot right here would normally be reserved for a giant tower for the hero that came out after Arcadia. But who came out after Arcadia? Who was the new hero? Well, it was Motoko and Batu. So now I think this is where the cadence breaks. Because that 1 month of collab heroes is going to throw a monkey wrench in things. Like, how are they going to re-release those heroes? Are they just going to give us Motoko and then Batu? It's messy because they gave us too many heroes in too short a span. That where are they going to shove all these in? Are they just going to re-release the Motoko Batu banner and do that again? I really hope not, but they could. So right down here, November 30th, it says, I had no idea. Cadence broken. Cadence broken. We are in uncharted territory. Yeah, I sat there scratching my head because right here, I guarantee you the patch notes are going to come out tonight, and it's going to be Dom, Miranda, Barag wishlist with Dom in the Giant Tower. Unless the PIV said Dom's in the Giant Tower. But I guess he did also say Dom, Miranda, Barag wishlist. So I was going to say maybe Sif will still be in the wishlist. No, they always give you the re-release of the new hero in a Giant Tower. Or they're always on a Giant Tower the first time they're re-released. Okay. So for those of you that wanted Sif, that have been waiting on Sif, you're going to have to wait till November 2nd. Which, I don't know, I think this new energy is going to be awesome because the energy need it. So yeah, that's probably going to drain your limited tickets. But plan accordingly, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this spreadsheet, and let's just, while we're here, let's just briefly talk on this. So this is the dates of all of the cycles as I've mapped them out. And this follows a pattern as well, but there has been times where they have changed it. You see the very first one, Hunters, Summoners, Assassins, Vanguard, Energy, Tank. You know, that's all the classes. But then instead of, and then they started out, right, Hunter, Summoner, Assassin, but then they skipped Vanguard and they flipped the Vanguard and Tank, and then Energy. So this, I should do this. Let's put these in big old blocks. Because really, they're in blocks. Hunter, so this is a block. So in this block, though, they switched Assassins and Vanguards. But then Hunter, Summoner, that stays the same. Hunter, Summoner, Assassin stays the same. Tank stays the same. Vanguard. And then it should have been Energy here. So this is where they also broke cadence. They followed the same Hunter, Summoner, Assassin, Tank, Vanguard. But then they went Summoner with Sif. And they skipped Energy. And then they started the cadence all over again. Hunter, Time Traveler. So I'd say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really weird. I kind of got to go like this. They broke up the block. And then they kind of flipped Summoner and Hunter. And Energy is just kind of slotted. So it's been a long time since we've had a new Energy hero. So we're going to go, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the new block. So you can see it follows a very good, easily recognizable pattern, but every once in a while they flip it. And them trying to slot Time Travelers in right here really screwed up this block. This really screwed up this cadence for cycles, not for hero releases, until they slapped Dom into this Giant Tower instead of bringing out Sif when Sif should have come out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep this one short and sweet. Tell me what you think. I just thought I would just show you all this information. Do with it what you will. Plan accordingly. This is, for the most part, right. Every once in a while, I have to make a tweak, and I will miss something every once in a while, or I will be wrong every once in a while, like this week with Dom instead of Sif. But for the most part, this list is bang on within a margin of error. For you new players coming into the game, you can use this resource as well. This spreadsheet has everything in it that you could, almost everything you need to know about Eternal Evolution, how to play, how to plan, how good a character is, the teams, the best X30s, the best Hypervolves, everything is in this spreadsheet. Gearing. All right, we're going to touch on this really quick because a lot of new players have come into the game, and I know a lot of new players watch this. Gearing. If you want to know how to gear a hero, I have every Triple S and every Elite in the game with your gear. I have starter builds, mid-game builds, end-game PvP guilds, end-game builds, endgame PvE builds. I have every single video for every deep dive linked underneath the heroes' builds. If I discuss the build in a deep dive, whoa, that is not right. I wonder what happens if I click on that. Yeah, that is not the right one. I'm going to have to fix that. Weird. All right, well, let's just delete that. That's kind of weird. Let me see, is Sif right? Yep, Sif is right. Dorley? Dorley's right. All right, well, okay. Video links are in the description. So if you're not someone, if you want a little bit more of an explanation why I recommend something, click on the video link. I'll tell you why. I have every elite hero with videos as well. I got my tier list that I update on the fly. As you see, I already have all the collab heroes in here. Yes, Piran is the #1 support now. X30 Hyper Evolve. Ooh, I'm gonna have to put Piran in here. Bye, Maz. Bye, Maz. I gotta fix that. Where's Assassins? I should probably get Motoko in here instead of Caraxia, since the Caraxia is so rare. Prototype tier list, which reminds me I got a clip and I got to add the new prototypes on here. Then there's the banner rotation spreadsheet. First 4-week starter guide. This is just a free-to-play versus my pay-to-win. Commanders. Yeah, Commanders. Just basically all skills, everything, except for some stuff. Guild Hunt teams. You want to know what the best team is for Guild Hunt? As of recently, there is there. And then this is the Rev 1 Guild Hunt numbers. I should probably hide that. And hide. There we go. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Hope this was informative. Tell me what you think about the cadence being broken in the comment section below. Word of the day is, what do I got on my desk? Whistle. I think it's a whistle. Yep, that's a whistle. I don't know why there is a Mickey Mouse. Oh, that's a Chuck E. Cheese whistle on my desk. Don't ask me why. I got a lot of weird things on my desk. Whistle. Put whistle down in the comments. I'll know you made it to the end of this video, and I will thank you profusely. Tell me what you think about the cadence being broken. Is it broken? Is it not? Tell me down in the comment section below. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Cheers, peace, bye-bye. See you tomorrow for the patch notes.